Hello everybody, it's Steve, and today I'm going to start a new gameplay on the channel. This is Railway Empire, made by Calypso, the same folks who did Tropico 6, a bunch of other series, but I'm really excited to jump into this game. I picked this one up a while ago, but haven't really picked it up yet. I played about 10 minutes of the tutorial, and that's the video we're actually going to be doing here right now. I know I said in yesterday's video for Surviving Mars I was going to do another one, but I am still so angry at the devs for ruining what I thought was an amazing game that I'm just going to walk away from it for a while. I'm going to start a new playthrough, I'm going to start a new game, see if this one is as enjoyable as people say it is. I'm going to tweak a couple of the settings, and then we're going to jump into the campaign. I'll be right back. Alright, and the campaign is really nice, and again, I've played a little bit of this. It's just visually stunning. Obviously, you have Chapter 1. This is the Great Plains. The first chapter takes you to the construction sites of the Union Pacific Railroad, which started in 1863. Tracks are built westwards to establish the first transcontinental line, while you are conquering the vastness of the Great Plains and the heights of the Rocky Mountains with your tracks. You will learn about the basics of Railway Empire. Thomas Clark Durant, the visionary in charge of Union Pacific, will assist you. And for this, you have all these little cities poked up here. This is where we're going to be starting off as Omaha. You can see that. And these will all change, I guess, as we go through the game itself. But I do love the fact that there's snowfall. That sounds kind of cool.
Let's go. Time is money.
And we have the Industrialist. Newly constructed factories, 50% cheaper. Is able to buy a town's factory without an auction, but auctions are 50% more expensive. I think because it's Christmas time when I'm recording this video. I'm recording this in early December. I look like this guy.
I am the best choice.
Okay, so I guess in other playthroughs and in free play, you can actually change things around. I've already updated my name with it again because I've played a little bit of the game.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began. The workers of the Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them. Away from all civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished. To tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
Greetings. My name is Thomas Clark Durant. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions.
That's just what I'm doing now, just WAS and D.
Now test the camera's zoom function.
Wow, you can zoom in a ways in this game.
You can also rotate the camera. Give it a try.
Ooh.
Very good. Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest. Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
Boop. I'll do that there.
Very good. Now the two stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the two station tracks one after the other. Then, pay for your track planning. Now create your first train, so that you can set up a rail line between your stations. Initially, your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive. Additionally, each train needs a rail line that passes through all the stations it should stop at. Now join your two stations to the rail line by selecting them one after the other. That's enough for your first rail line. Now confirm it so it becomes active. Very good. Now you can see the journey your train will take. If there is something to transport, the train will automatically take it.
In this case, we're taking some meat from Omaha to Norfolk. And of course, we'll speed that up just a little bit so we can rip on through this
However,
tutorial.
as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route. Very good. Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn. Look, there is a corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to change that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius.
Go and rotate it this way. This looks pretty good.
Now connect the new rural train station to the station in Omaha. And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be two trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict. Since trains cannot travel through each other, you'll need a side track between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of one parallel track and two signals. First, create a side track. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
Now you gotta come down this way, slap this guy down. Right.
Excellent. However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack as they generally always take the shortest route. For this reason, you'll also have to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open Building Construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use.
Oops, I did it on the wrong track. Dang it. Let's do a demo. That guy. There we go. And let's slap. Oh, wrong thing. Need a signal.
Now make sure that the track can only be traveled in one direction. For this purpose, set the signal so that trains coming from the opposite direction cannot pass. Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal in the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction.
Okay, I'm going to change the direction and change signal
Very
type.
good. I'm sure that it wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
And here comes the train. Nice.
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
From the rural train station through Omaha to Norfolk. Okay. We'll see if that's the way to do it. Because this is actually where the tutorial broke for me previously.
Excellent. The corn farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We are still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building.
Ah, okay.
Right. We've been lollygagging for long enough. I need to return to Washington for further
Neat.
miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
Okay. Connect Omaha and North Platte. Omaha and Cheyenne has to be done by 1864. Deliver cattle and meat. Connect a bunch of people. This is easy to do. Can you figure out where Rock Springs is? And I have to do this all in the next 5 years. So this is doable, because I know North Platte is not that far. North Platte is here. And Cheyenne is, I guess, Denver. There's Cheyenne. Yeah, Wichita here, Oklahoma City. There's some fruit. That's kind of cool. I'm just running on the bottom of the map right now, and this is how you can access it way down here where my head is. Raton. Okay, a bunch of farms. Some. What the hell is this Rock Springs place? There it is. Okay. So it looks like Rock Springs would be fastest to actually take the train kind of this way. Around to here. Alright, easy peasy. That's doable. Let's go ahead and hook up North Platte on the same line, mind you. Actually, no, wait. We gotta build the train station first. That's what's always throwing me off. Oops. And I'm gonna rotate it like this, actually. I want it to be on the north side of town. And then from here...
Good. That's finished. You're making progress.
Alright. 100th Meridian Cross, the Transcontinental no longer a dream. Okay, so the 100th Meridian is east-west on a map. So we're about 100 degrees west now at this point. No, that's kind of cool. June 1863. Not mentioning this little war that's going on in the States. Alright, so let's see what else we got here. Connect Omaha and Cheyenne. Of course, you can just connect all these things, because there's no factories in this town. But I can also just hook up, there's like some corn here, some cotton. North Platte doesn't have anything hooked to it. I do think Cheyenne, though, is going to have 2 tracks going to it. So for that, I'm going to need just a standard train station. Go. Slap down some tracks. Good God, where's North Platte? There it is. Oh, there's 2 tracks here. I gotta hook up the correct one. Okay.
Those politicians in Washington get on one's nerves. But now let's get back to your tasks. As you can see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection, but a city will only attract new inhabitants if it is supplied with enough goods. Cities receive basic goods from the surrounding area. If you construct stations in the right places and establish rail lines, your trains will be used to transport goods and you will make profits for transportation. But for this, you have to know what goods a city actually needs. You can find out any city's current needs. Now select Cheyenne and view the city's demand for goods. As you can see, Cheyenne currently needs only a handful of goods, and you can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods. At the moment, you can supply grain and wood. Both of these goods are available to the north of Cheyenne.
Yeah, see that there.
Connect Cheyenne to a timber business and a wheat farm, and establish a new rail line that connects them both to Cheyenne.
Can I get both these guys? Looks like I'm gonna do something like this. Still learning the whole moves. I want to do it where it's like that, where I've got both the tracks really close by. And I'll do a rail line from Nya to Nya. Build. Now this is a bit of a problem because I kind of did this so the train could go all the way through. What's that? Sorry, what are my tasks? Connect to Omaha and Rock Springs. Go away. Cheyenne to Rock Springs. Oh. I actually could just kind of do a... kind of bring that line around in a really wonky way. Or I could actually connect it this way. Like that. Like that. Like that. Alright, looks pretty good. Now slap a new train down. Close it off here, rail line.
Well done. The city will soon grow. You can see how well it is being supplied at any time in the city dialogue. Basically, a city will grow once its demands are sufficiently met. I think you have learned enough. Complete the rest of your tasks.
Alright, so it looks like this optional task is really set up to encourage connecting Cheyenne to Denver down here. And I did see some meat down here. Yep. There's also some corn, which, by learning that, warehouse overfilled. Okay. There's also a demand for corn. Unrest in New York. Hey, yeah, finally mentioned the war. Following new troop conscriptions, unrest is broken out among the immigrants in New York to the option of being released from this military service of payment for $300, the accusation that is the rich man's war and a poor man's fight. Yeah, that was actually one of the things during the Civil War, is that there was this demand for troops, especially in the North, and people did not want to. And the North said, "Oh yeah, well, if you just give us a bunch of cash, we won't make you go fight this war." And that was a bit of contention. I don't think I need to do that giant little arcing thing, but I can do like this. This, and then kind of bring it over this way. Yep. Damn it. I'm going to keep forgetting that because you have to actually like hit pay and build every time you do that stuff. And we'll go ahead and do a building construction. We'll do that little small train station out here. We'll do that one. That one. We'll do some track construction. Here to here. Build. There to there. Build. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. I guess that's a new achievement there. Oh no. We'll get that done up. And then this is actually going to need a maintenance building here, so go ahead and expand this guy. Hey, 10 stations currently connected. We'll slap a maintenance building down there. And we're going to need one here, too. I'll go ahead and add a new train from... This is just going to be Denver to... set up a rail line from Denver to Cheyenne. That's it. Let's actually see how these rail lines are doing. Hopefully this is being supplied. Okay. The Roberts family, let's see, look at it. So you can actually buy cattle farms. No. Because I essentially have to build all the way to Grand Junction just specifically for that. That doesn't sound that great. Why am I being told to look at this one, though? I'm not getting yet. Bismarck wants new industry. 1864. And these new industries look like, oh, if you connect me, we'll get you some cash, stuff like that. So how's Norfolk doing? Okay. So it has demand for corn, wood, all that stuff. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I must have done that. Okay, so we got that going here. Connect 150,000 people to Omaha and Rock Springs. Transport 100 passengers from Cheyenne to Rock Springs without stopping. All right. So it looks like these last tasks are relatively straightforward. I'll go ahead and looks like for a new train, there's nothing out here. If you've driven through Wyoming, you can totally understand what I just said there. Well, I'll slap down a small train station for Rock Springs, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a mark on that guy. For this guy, of course, we have to be really, really smart about how we build this. Go to there. I'm trying to minimize the amount of like bridges and whatnot we got to do. Not a lot of
Now you've managed to cross the Great Plains. A masterpiece.
Yep, it's all had to be done really. Okay. Okay, so let's add a locomotive. Let's do Cheyenne to Rock Springs, because that's an objective here. But I also need to strap down a supply tower. I should put slap 2 down. This is a pretty long run. Oh, and I'm out of cash. Oh, what's going on here? Waiting for track clearance. What does that mean? Oh, it's the signal stuff in Cheyenne. Yep. Okay, so for that... just in case. Alright, so it's more just a matter of letting this game go for a bit, because we've done most of our tasks. Let's see where this other train is on the Cheyenne to Denver line. There it is. Only taking 3 loads of meat this time. Are you taking any corn over there? No, you're not. Okay. Although, I do think about maybe buying this thing. Now, how much would it cost? Nope, do not have nearly enough cash for that.
Well done. The citizens of Denver are impressed by the railroad.
There we go. And we've almost got 150,000 people hooked up. Population of 30,000 in Cheyenne, so it sounds like we're going to need a train going to Cheyenne. And the demand is predominantly the stuff that we're producing everywhere else. Got it. All right, North Platte does have... North Platte can produce beer. And it can be hooked up with the... wait a minute. What do you need for this? You need grain. And there's grain up here. So I have an idea. It's a crazy one. But I need to hook up North Platte. There's also the farm down this way. Let's go ahead and put down another... So this train I have to expand, actually. This just gives me the second line I can work with and don't have to fight with the main line on this. I also need to get that. Okay. I'm running a little low on cash. Let's see what I can do to get things. Because I need to actually build a small train station there to get this going. Or I just let the game run for a bit. Okay. Okay, got online shop done. Missing operating supplies? Wait, we have a maintenance building here. Okay. Mystery steam ride. What the heck's going on with this thing? Okay. Let me know what's going on with this. Okay. Okay. Back. Okay, it's being maintained. Okay, that's what's going on. It needs, those things that I haven't really been putting anywhere. Supply towers. Those are going to be necessary for the long train rides. But no, there's a huge-ass gap between North Platte and, these cities where I have not been slapping down supply towers. That's a bit of a problem for me. Let's see. This gotta be okay after doing this. Yep, that's what they needed. Awesome for a new industry that popped up. It's a lot of cash to get there, but it's also I don't have the need to get up that way. I don't even need to go towards Wichita and Oklahoma City. It's more an issue of just getting stuff to where it needs to be. And taking a look at the tasks right now, we need 2 more loads of meat, need to connect a few more people, and just increasing this. But yeah, this one's pretty much finished. So I'll just go ahead and... Oh, random breakdown. Interesting. How's Cheyenne doing? Weekly demand, weekly production, okay. Almost to the point where I can start building supplies for North Platte. Let's go ahead, slap down that new small train station I was talking about. Put it down right here. Now, it's too bad I can't put a supply tower, like, right in here. Because that's actually what would be needed, is the, supply tower on it. Let's see, do I have enough to add a train? Nope, not even close. You know, 35,000 to build that, and then 30,000 to build a supply tower. Meaning that, yeah, we're going to need a bit to work with. Just one load of...
Cheyenne will flourish thanks to you. And for each mile of track that we lay, we receive 10 square miles of land. The politicians have no idea of the value of the assets they're giving away, but that stays between us.
Yeah, it's one of the things also in the mid to late 19th century where the railroad barons were making a crap load of money off of that. So, Rapid City. They just want a connection bonus. And I could hook them up, actually, this way, through Cheyenne. That's doable. I'd have to do a double track. Here. Or just have a spur line kind of shooting off here, going around Cook Chopping. And heading up to here. What's near Rapid City? I don't see any meat, actually. Except way up there, Red Fattening. Or Reed Fattening. We have to go that way, connect it, and then... Show me? It's just so far away.
Yes, one more thing. Your company has also a research department to help you unlock new locomotives and other innovations. Open the research dialog to find out more about it.
Why am I
Here
just
you
not
will
learning
find
about
the
this?
advances that can be achieved in the current era. Advances from previous eras are usually already active, but what the future holds, we do not know.
Why am I just not learning
For
about this?
each advance, you require innovation points, which you get automatically each month, and which can be increased in various ways. Now, take a look around here, and then unlock an innovation of your choosing. How about a new locomotive?
Yeah, a
My
080
opponents
would be
say
good.
I'm lining my own pockets. These are, of course, hideous lies. And look at it this way. With the profits I'm making, I can invest much more. Jobs, jobs, jobs.
Now, that's really good. Okay. Wait, gotta do it. Yeah. Okay.
I have to wrangle with a lot of competitors, but if one person really gets on my nerves, then it's that Beatrix von Pomp. What? You haven't encountered her yet? Be glad. She takes everyone to the cleaners.
One here. Now, this one actually I would probably want to take over. Because this one, you actually... Okay, lightning flash. Oh, just steam record, or, yeah, what the hell is it called? Speed record. But, if I go this way... This also blew all my cash on this little train, on this little farm, so I better make the most of it. I now own Ward Manor. If I have the cash for it, I'd totally get it. It's about 26,000 bucks.
Excellent. Cheyenne is becoming a major railroad hub, and the credit is all ours.
I just had to connect to like another 4,000 people, but I do actually... New train. So do I have any trains that are available? Go to get him. Now, I don't have the ability to do any of the stuff with the personnel, the rail cars, all that fancy jazz. I'm actually gonna do...
Do you know that many people call the vast stretch of land between the Mississippi and California the Great American Desert? Those fools. Once my railroad has opened everything up, the value of these lands will go through the roof.
Okay, so what I just did there is more like, hey, I want to make sure I get this going. Okay, manage trains. Okay, buy a locomotive. No, wait, sorry. New train. Buy that guy, set up rail line here to here. That. No, wait. This guy down here is missing operating supplies because I don't have a supply tower. Yep. Okay, and I'm going to have that issue down here as well. Go here. Back. I want to expand here. That's what I want to do. Pretty much takes all my cash. I don't think I actually heard of Bishop Estate, did I? I did not. Whoops. I'm also going to do a couple little cheatsy doodle things with the tracks. That's in case we have to get all creative or anything. So it isn't Omaha to Norfolk, but it's also creating a bunch of... It's also this... what's the best way to describe it? Express line kind of thing? They get a bunch of mail onto Cheyenne. I think I've got a maintenance tower here. Yeah, I do. But there's not a lot going on this set of tracks, so it's really important that I just make sure that stuff's going on here. Alright, it's going to resupply. Cool, perfect. Alright. Sugar, cloth, and milk. No. Alright. There's sugar. That's salt, never mind. There's cotton. Maybe make cotton with stuff? No. Could actually show me? No. Well, that turned to take a long time to refuel. Okay. Going for about 35 minutes or so. Need to really speed this along so I can finish up this one. There's just this last thing that needs to be completed, this 86 passengers. Well, this is where a parallel track's absolutely needed here. Build that. I'll actually do the signal stuff here. I gotta do that, right? No, wait, is that the wrong place? Oh, it should be right.
Progress is enormous. The Far West is no longer so far away anymore, and the people are slowly realizing that trade helps create prospering cities. We still have a long way to go, but the Transcontinental Railroad is coming.
And I, of course, ended the chapter by breaking the map, because one of these is supposed to be going the other direction. So, go to the dialog box for your final rating.
In spite of all the challenges, the Union Pacific Railroad managed to cross the endless expanses of the Great Plains and conquer the merciless slopes of the Rocky Mountains. The Central Pacific Railroad approached from the west, but the winter of 1868 brought all work to a standstill. The two lines lay just a few hundred miles across from each other, in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. The dream of the first transcontinental railroad seemed to be within touching distance, but was buried by house-high masses of snow and blown away by icy snowstorms, a dream that had begun almost 4 decades before.
Yeah, got the Lone Wolf achievement for that. Cool. Made it all the way up to Presidente. Fulfilled all the tasks, difficulty rating, all that stuff. Overall rating was just 30 out of 30. That's pretty much what it is. I'm not going to do next chapter. I'm actually just going to head back to the main menu because, again, I visually love this game. This is going to be the mainstay on the channel, I think, for probably a couple of weeks at least, while I try to see if maybe I want to go back and do maybe another Republic at War campaign, maybe Thrawn's Revenge, because I know both of those are available on as mods on Empire at War. Maybe Abstraction's going to get everything fixed and the game will be playable again. I don't have my hopes up for that for the rest of December, but I'm going to be playing this game for a little bit just to kind of decompress a little bit. This is these types of games are what I go to when I'm really frustrated, so this is what I'll be playing for a little while. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for this. The music, again, absolutely amazing in this. I'm enjoying it a lot. I hope you enjoyed that video. And all the videos that come out on this channel, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.